everyone. I'm Barbara Tien with Project Kin here for Mission Genealogy. Each month we have these sessions as an open door Q&A, and we rotate it. You may have noticed that on the calendar, scheduling them 1 month at this Atlantic time and 1 month at the Pacific time, so that everyone around the world can join us at some point with Q&A questions, and to try to get the most out of our experience using Substack, and most of all, to collaborate with each other as family historians and genealogists, just getting the most out of what we do here on Substack. A moment ago, with my early collaborators, I was working on the subtle details of how to create a Substack Live session and a series of pointers to get the most out of it. Based on the challenges of audio and video in a variety of different configurations, I'm going to skip that right now. I'm happy to answer questions to it, but let's go ahead and open it up to a Q&A. How about that? Do you all have questions for me? And I can magically unmute you, so careful. You're now live. You can mute yourself if you'd like. Q&A, and remember, I sure don't have the answers, so let's figure them out together. Go ahead.
I have a question. And it's probably going to make me look stupid because I used to know how to do this and now all of a sudden I don't. When I'm putting a link in my blog with a tile with it, so instead of just having the link, I have the tile and the link next to it. How do I do that? I used to do it and suddenly I don't remember.
There is no such thing as a stupid question. It's perfectly fine. And if my explanation isn't landing, then it's probably on me to explain it. But I think what you're getting at is not because you forgot how to do something. It's because Substack made a change. And that's a good rule of thumb. Yeah. If something you're sure you did it this way and it's not working now, it's probably because Substack made a change, and whatever it is. It's also a great way to blame somebody else.
Yeah, good. I used to be able to do a link and I'd have that photo in a little tile on the side. Let's see if I can find.
I know what you mean. So that's embedding a link and having the picture appear. Is that right?
Yes.
That's easy. So the answer is, on the same post, you did you have a link to, on the same post, you have a link to a Project Kin post, and it's not coming up with a picture. But in other cases, you've had links to your own posts, and they come up as pictures. That's the issue.
Just a small one. Just a small one. Like a small thumbnail. Just like a thumbnail image.
When I'm making, we'll come back to that. The point I'm making is that when you paste a link to another post of your own, it will do an embed of that post to give you a picture, big, medium, or small, your choice.
Right. Right. Yep.
Okay. Does that make sense?
I don't make that choice. I haven't been making the choice. I've just been accepting whatever it does.
Okay. Do I need to demonstrate that? How to, when you paste a link in to your own posts, it will come up with a picture. On the right-hand side, when you mouse over it, you get a little hamburger. Tap that, and that's how you change the size of the embedded image. It will only embed if you have your own post. It will not give you that embed for somebody else's post.
Okay. Yep. I get that.
Okay.
Yep. I think I'll be right with that. Yep. Rings a bell.
There you go. I find I used to always put in the big post, but I've just decided that it looks too big and it confuses people. They don't know where to go next. And Kathy, I'm not sure I understand your comment.
I was just saying to Jennifer that in terms of no stupid questions, is this morning I was looking at this post or a very similar picture, and I was trying to like the post, and I accidentally downloaded the picture to my phone. And so I'm like, it's something every. I
Yeah,
find
yeah,
it very difficult to use Substack on my phone, and I don't know if it's because I'm blind or what,
Hey,
but I'm just like,
no.
it
no,
just, I like my,
it's the
thank you,
app.
Marcy. I like my computer way better. I'm just
Yeah,
old and I
Yeah.
want to play on my computer, not on a phone.
Yeah. I think even Substack knows that it's a sucky experience. It's okay among the broad span of things that you do on mobile devices, it's okay and it's fine for reading, but it's really sucky for a lot of things and it gets really confusing or what are already confusing things. Um,
Mm,
I was on an iPad over the weekend and did a both a Substack live and then a regular event from Zoom. And oh my God, I had to do many, many
mm.
tricks to fool it. You can on a phone or a tablet open Substack in a browser. The trick is that your browser will default to open the mobile device, probably, because you probably once said yes, do that. And so the way to fool that might be to clear cookies on your browser if you know how to do that on your mobile device, or
yeah,
open it in a different browser or private mode in a browser, and that's how you can force it to stay in the browser and then do things. I do that to check to go into the dashboard and check things,
yeah.
or in this case I was uploading and downloading and adding a video and adjusting the video settings. You can't do any of that in the mobile app.
I find too, if I try to go to say Project Kin in my on my phone in the browser, because I type in projectkin.org, Substack, then it wants me to sign in all over again.
Oh yeah, I know. I
And
know.
I'm just like, ugh. And because I use a password manager, I generally don't sign out of many things on because I have no idea what my passwords are for anything. And then it's sort of like, then I got to go back, log into my password manager, dual factor authentication. And by then I forget why I was trying to get into Substack in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So I go turn on my computer and go, okay, this is good.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I
I was
just got a
trying to
new
find actually the time for this because I had it written down as 10 somewhere on my calendar, I think, and then I saw
oh,
something that
it's
said it was at
11 for
11.
you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably me. I probably told you it was 10 because I'm
Because
thinking in
that's
my
at
own
your
time
time,
zone.
yes. But I'm here now.
There we
No.
go. Be here now. Come on. Any questions?
Well, what are your best tips for doing a live? Because I got to do a live about Save Your Photos Month. So,
Oh,
top tips.
hot tips. Well, as you know, and I have shared with you in email, historically, what I've been doing is in when I invite a guest. So on like my first Substack live, I did it alone, and I was like, ah. Then the second Substack live, I did it alone, but I did it outside of the house with terrible Wi-Fi, and it was such a disaster. I pretended it didn't happen. The third Substack live I did, I had a guest. It was like, oh, this is good. So ever since then, I only do it with a guest. Problem is, vast majority of the people that I am introducing as my guests have never done Substack Live, and sometimes they've never done Substack. So explaining how to do things has been become an important thing. What I started to do is in my own calendar, I have and all but Marcy, many of you have already done this, have been my guest for one reason or another. I send you an email, I send you a calendar invite. It's not coming out of Substack, it's out of my calendar, where I invite you so I see who the guest is. And it's got a lot of blah, 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 which is boilerplate, frankly, for me, but I don't think I hide that. And it tells me, it includes just a point by point by point by point thing that has occurred to me in the past that somebody might want to know. And every time I think of something new, I add it to that list. That's the post that I think I'm going to have to do. I don't know whether this is a mission genealogy tip, or frankly, I think I'm going to hold this one back for Project Kin. And mission genealogy can cross post if the editor for tips thinks it's useful. I don't know. I gotta suck up to her first.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you should do a simultaneous post the exact same thing in both places.
Yeah.
Hey, Deborah, how would I do that?
Well, you're the editor, so you just create your article and then you post it once at Project Kin and once at Mission Genealogy.
Copy paste, in other words. Yeah. Right? Is that what you mean?
I mean,
Copy paste. So
yeah,
take the same content and paste it over there.
yeah. So you've
Okay.
created two URLs, but it's the exact same thing.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. The reason I want to do it on Project Kin is, like I said, I have a lot of guests that are brand new to when they're brand new to Substack. I always introduce them to mission genealogy as a way to, like, hey, you're not the first one for whom this is all new. But in Project Kin, I just have a lot of people who are brand new. And insider tip, starting on September 24th through October 3rd, and not necessarily every day, I will have a series of Substack live talks by all of the people that did all about that place talks for me last year. So this is for the Society of Genealogists, and I'll be announcing this too once I have the calendar filled out. And anyway, we go through all of that. But some of the kinds of things you all may remember for mission genealogy, I attempted to do a Substack live version of this Q&A session as by using this fancy RTMP streaming technology to be able to show slides while I was talking. And it was a complete and utter disaster because, well, it just didn't work, to the point that I had to send everybody a link saying, I'm over on Zoom now. And the reason it failed were two things. One was that my headphones, my AirPods, kept jumping from the iPad to my desktop. That was not really Substack's failure. I just didn't know how things work. And then the second problem is that on Substack Live, you can't see the chat on the mobile device. You see it, but it just goes flying by and it's meaningless. And this is where I have a technique I teach each of my Substack Live guests to open it up on a desktop, because it was like March or something this year that they let you view a Substack Live session on a desktop in a browser. And that is wonderful because you see this chat stream by. It's very helpful. It's also, by the way, insider tip, how I do that little thank you, everybody. I name people who came. And it seems silly, but I know that if I do that, it gets immediately sent to the people I name. So, it's a way of both truly saying thank you, but also getting it to them. And the only way I remember who it was that came is by taking screenshots when I get the Substack Live window. So I know some of you, thank you, have been helpful to be the one to take screenshots for me, because I can't do that when I'm remote, which is what happened on Sunday. Because it turns out that my phone, I'm doing it on the iPad, and I set my phone to watch it. The phone says, sorry, you're already the host, and you're already on Substack Live. And I'm like, shut up. Pretend I'm not. And I probably could have worked around that with an incognito mode in a browser, but anyway, it's too hard. I'd have to be a fake user, and that's way too much thinking. So anyway, tips, more tips. So the biggest one is open it on a desktop while you're talking on the Substack Live, and make sure you turn off the audio on the desktop, and make sure you launch it. And the way you launch it is by going to the link. That's one of the reasons why I put the link in event calendar. So if you're doing your own and you don't have a separate event calendar, then make sure that you've got a very prominent post somewhere that includes that link. Substack will run the link in the reading queue for all of your subscribers, but it only does, it depends on how many things that they have in their queue as to how soon they see that. You don't rely on that. You can't rely on that.
But it comes up in your notifications.
It comes up in your notifications if you have you're a guest, or if you get notifications on every inbound Substack Live email.
Yeah.
I certainly don't.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
God.
yeah.
I don't do that because I subscribe to an insane number of publications, and so
Yeah.
they are automatically filtered. I still find it
Yeah.
hugely useful to get the emails because I use email search to find incoming posts. If I want to
Yeah.
see all of the posts from Jennifer Jones, actually selectively by your different publications, I search
Yeah.
for them in my
Yeah.
email. I don't go to Substack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the easiest way. Yeah, yeah,
It depends on the email client that you use and how you use
yeah,
email.
yeah. So just diverting for a sec back to what Deb said
Please.
before I forget about not cross posting, about post to both copying and pasting. I decided to do that instead of cross posting because I find cross posting doesn't hang around for very long. Is that right?
It goes into your archive.
Yeah, but it doesn't appear in Substack it does at the start when you first do it, and then you're lucky if you ever see it again after that. Whereas
Yep.
you just copy and paste onto your own publication, it just comes up every now and then, easier. Yeah.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
assume you're talking about your own posts, because I would never copy and paste somebody else's post. I don't think that's quite right.
Well, it's isn't that the same as what about how do you feel about cross posting from, just say, Project Kin, cross posting,
Well,
say, about something Barbara's written about an event and cross posting that? That's
right.
okay, isn't it, Barbara, to do that?
What you did that for the Speaker's Corner posts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in that case, you're the host for that
Yeah.
event, and
Yeah.
you did basically a derivative post that
Yeah.
used some of the same language, which I was totally fine with. So no, we hadn't directly discussed that one, but I'm totally fine with it. It makes total, maybe
Yeah.
we did even, and
Yeah.
it's totally fine.
Yeah.
But obviously you wouldn't take someone else's work as your own.
No, definitely not.
No, of course not.
And I actually,
I'll give you another example was when Jane Hutchin in Australia did a series for Project Kin for all Forget Me Not, which was the How We Memorialize series. And so she did an introductory post, which was wonderful. I wanted that post to go to my audience. And I agree with you, the cross post just disappears. So I wrote my own post and then I embedded her post.
yeah.
And in that case, I can't remember if I just embedded it, or also used her image and then put a caption that has the link to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Captions with links, I think, are very powerful because when you put a caption on a link,
Yeah.
and that you now basically have made the picture
And
a link.
how are you embedding it?
Copy and paste the link, the other person's link.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason
So
I
can get that link easily by going to share,
Right.
copy, and then paste it back into my post.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So I
You were
didn't
gonna say,
understand the comment with the copying paste, because I was thinking you would like copy and paste one of my stories about the original proprietors of Campton, New Hampshire, and
Yeah.
my name's on it, so you're not technically,
No.
but then it
Yeah, I
messes
wouldn't
up
do
my
that.
stats because I don't see who's seeing it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's totally
Yeah.
uncool.
Yeah.
That's definitely uncool. Exactly.
Yeah. I actually, when I cross-posted that post of yours, Barbara, I actually didn't feel comfortable doing it because it just didn't seem right, even though it was my thing. It just
Yeah,
didn't seem
yeah.
right cross-posting
But
someone
you made
else's
it
work.
your own. Yeah, but you made it your own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
perfect.
did. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And in
Yeah.
this case, I know there are many members of Project Kin who are also mission genealogy members. Um, and so I probably, even if I take the same content in two places, I will reference the other content and put something in there that is custom to this audience.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's
yeah,
always a good idea.
yeah.
When you mentioned, Kathy, you go to that share button and you get the URL. Here's a question that I don't have the answer to. I have tried asking the question lots of different ways to the support widget, and I don't get a satisfactory answer. I noticed that, if you click on, you open, say, my post of anything, and you tap on the headline, you will go to a URL that begins projectkin.substack.com, blah, blah, blah. My Kathy's Corner links, for example. But if you are in the home screen and my post flies by and you click on it, when you look at that URL, it begins open.substack.com
Yeah,
/ usually P and then Project Kin and something else. If you copy either one of those links, you get exactly the same behavior for the embedding, for example, in your own post, or you get exactly the same content to look at. But I have to think there's a difference. And I'm certainly it includes information about how you got to that link. But and there is some reason Substack is doing that. SEO feels like part of the reason, which it seems to me I always want my subdomain to be first. And I
Mhm.
don't understand. Does anybody know?
no.
Do you understand the question?
Yeah,
Does that
yeah,
make sense? Yeah.
yeah. I have noticed
I
that
mean,
it says open, in the
yeah,
URL, but yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah,
My general rule of thumb is I go to the extra trouble to click on the title to get to the actual URL that begins with the subdomain because it feels better that if I care about something, I want to promote them.
yeah.
So that would seem to promote their subdomain. I know you've thought a lot about these things, Deborah. Any insight there?
Oh, you're the techie wizard. I'm just thinking, do we need a tip about restacking versus commenting in notes, and because we always get confused on all that.
Mm.
Well, there was actually that's a good point. There's somewhere back in the note history, there was a whole discussion about are you doing somebody a favor to restack? So, Jennifer writes her Sunday snippets, and I see it. I noticed that actually, even if you don't take a stack a post that you write, just because you write it, it appears in your notes. It's a thing that you did appears in the notes. So I see it there. I could make a comment on the note, maybe a comment I also make in the post, make a comment in the note, or I could repost it, restack it with a note, right? Which is better was the
Yeah,
discussion topic, which is a compliment to the writer. And I think I think one creates engagement and the other one kind of visibility. The visibility because if I restack it, it goes to my audience, right?
yeah,
And if I merely comment on it, it drives engagement for your post to your audience and might also show people who follow me that I commented on yours. As opposed, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
And
Maybe you
then
need.
there's cross posting.
And then there's cross posting.
Yeah, that might be the answer, Deborah. Wow.
I like
So
cross
are you
posting
sorry?
for things that I think are just so amazing that my subscribers need to see this. The other reason I got to look at my glossary here, cross post, is it's something so amazing that I know I'm going to refer to it again, and I don't want to lose it because notes
Yeah.
just disappear.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Well,
I do.
the really key difference between restacking and cross posting is that cross posting sends their post to your audience via email.
Mm.
I think I
If
can
you
choose not
cross
to do that.
Right.
that's right, you can
I can choose just
can
to
you
put it on my publication, but not email it to my subscribers.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you
Didn't realize
can.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
I
can.
know I can
Yeah,
do that with a post of my own. I didn't know I could do that with a cross post, but cool. Okay. But if I do that, it's only my audience of subscribers that sees that.
yeah,
And they're going to see it a different way because they're going to see it into email. And maybe it always appears on your website at least once in whatever the latest post stream is. And then it goes off into the ether of archives
yeah,
because you don't have a
yeah,
structured place for it.
yeah.
But notes, on the other hand, never goes to email, right?
No,
And so a restack never goes to email. It just says to followers and subscribers who happen to see it at the time that this thing went. I wish I knew what the frequency was of people who are seeing Substack on the screen versus seeing it in email.
Mm.
I don't know. And
If
that
you're talking about
Substack is
notes, I must have it set that I don't get any emails. I only see notes when I go to notes.
no,
yeah,
everybody does
yeah,
that. That's what I'm saying. Nobody gets you might get notes. I think they do an algorithmically generated summary of notes via email, but I don't think you have any control over that. In general, notes go only to the screen, and they are algorithmically prioritized to subscribers and followers, not email.
yeah,
So to me, the big difference between a cross post and a restack is email or not email. But then the question of how are people viewing it? There are people who only ever view via email. There are people who only ever view via web. For example, we had Linda Stufflebean on here last month, who she doesn't subscribe, but she follows a lot of Substackers, and she does it using Feedly. So Feedly looks at the RSS feed when you release a new publication, and it puts it in the queue for Feedly subscribers who have followed via Feedly. You don't get their email.
yeah,
And I think it's a good thing. I understand why people do that. Substack seems to work very well with Feedly. And it's insight into a different audience. So you would never reach someone like that in notes. You reach them only in posts or cross posts.
yeah.
I don't
And
know.
it is a
I'm
nightmare trying. It is a
sorry.
nightmare if you're trying to find something in a note. You know, 2 or 3 minutes
Yeah,
after you post it, it can just disappear, and you've got to go to the person's page and go to your page and see what you
yeah.
posted, or go to their page, and yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think I noticed in I haven't double checked this very intentionally, but I noticed in search in Google search, if you go to a Google window or probably
all right,
DuckDuckGo or
yeah,
anything else,
yeah,
my audio's gone.
No, you're fine for me.
yeah, you're good.
No, you're fine.
Okay, all right, just anxiety.
In
um,
March, when we were doing the women's ancestry thing and I was reposting everything, I would go to notes and there's a search thing there, and I would search for
Yeah,
whatever Robin had us a hashtag, and I would get them and a bunch of other stuff mixed in there, which I would say show less of, hide, until I got just what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though the in Substack's own search, they prioritize that with their algorithms that are doing things like, do the hide and things like that. I find that if I do the search on Google, originally I wasn't seeing anything from notes. I could post something in a note, run out and search on it, and it's just not there. But now notes are turning up in Google searches. So they are populating it with SEO in ways that I haven't really explored much, but they
Yeah.
will definitely turn up. So when Substack's own search isn't obvious and you don't know who it was that posted something, and especially for some of Robin's Tuesday Storyteller Challenge, for example, you can go to substack.com/quote Tuesday Storyteller Challenge, if I have the words right, end quote, and see what appears. And I think what appears is both the posts and the notes. We do that. I usually try to just try stuff. Right. Is it Tuesday Storyteller Challenge?
Yeah.
Not very many. Too many quotes. Maybe that's not it. I'll just take out this Tuesday. Oh. Huh. Must be more than that. Oh, it's a Genealogy Matters Tuesday.
And you can tell who's sheepishly not participating. It's like, I'm just so busy right now.
Yeah.
You can only do so
I'm
much.
terrible at prompts.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
don't do prompts. That's a list. Or you can also go to Storyteller Tuesday. Storyteller-Tuesday. Yeah, that's it. So sometimes I experiment a little bit with different ways to phrase it to try to mirror exactly what's in there. But it seems to be picking up on both posts and notes. What's a post? Anyway, both comments. It's picking up comments. Anyway, once again, if Substack's not doing something that you think that you remembered it doing that way, they probably changed something. Blame them.
Yeah.
Always a good rule. When in doubt, blame the other guy. I didn't say that. That's not really
Well,
true.
I think
When in doubt,
back to
test.
that. Back to
Huh?
my question. Back to my question. I thought was a stupid question about the link with the thumbnail.
Mhm.
I better take it back and not blame Substack for that, because I just tried what you told me, and I remember, yes, that's what I used to do. I've totally forgotten it, and it worked. Yeah.
There you go.
So that was me, not Substack.
Yeah, it happens.
Sometimes you can just look and look and look at something and just not see what's in front of you, or I can anyway. So, yeah.
How I feel about typos. Doesn't my password work? How come that URL doesn't open?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to give a little shout out to those wonderful tips series that you're doing, Deborah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you getting much participation for submitted tips?
No, I'm not getting submitted tips, but I just got a whole bunch of people saying we want a walkthrough of the reverse census. So My husband has committed to editing the video because I'm like, we don't want to watch me turn pages for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, that'll be good.
It would be
That'll
good.
be very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I'm planning on adding
Yeah.
the video to the tip and then put a note out saying there's now a video there.
Yeah.
Right. And, use the clips. The clips feature is really very, very good and
I
getting better.
haven't done clips. You're always pushing me.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the clips one of the things that I find so valuable about clips is it's like an impartial viewer has just watched my video and told me which part was the good part.
Yeah.
Very interesting, because the clips from our last live, Barbara, I looked at them because I wanted something to promote Kathy's Court to put on my Facebook and everywhere. And I looked at all of them and I'm like, yeah, none of those were actually about what we're talking about on Thursday. They were all fascinating things, but none of them actually. So I had to make my own clip, but which is not that hard,
Well,
actually, to
it's not
clip
that
out
hard.
of the video. It's you can just go to the transcript, highlight what you want because it's there,
Yeah.
and just then say turn this into a clip, but it works quite well. But I was sort of snickering. I looked at all the clips and went, nope, 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 not about what the Kathy's Corner topic is.
I'm trying to think of what it was, but there was something that a turn of phrase that sometimes it's things that are like analogies or slightly naughty phrases or something like that that
Mhm.
that's the sort of thing that you just know it will be picked up and the AI reads it well and it works on social media. It's okay to sneak those in every now and then. You can sneak that in there and then get your other good part, your other key message in there.
Yes.
You know, it's a crafted soundbite.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. I know every now and then when I do a something to promote or reference something else, and I have to try to remember who has Blue Sky accounts and what their handles are and whatnot. I don't know a good way to do that to find those. I know I'm guilty of not including people's own Blue Sky references because I'm lazy. Don't look them all up.
Yeah.
And I don't do and won't do Facebook and so on.
I'm trying to do more of my posting to BlueStack. I kind of forget that I have it sometimes.
I'll just keep posting more for you. I don't know if it works. What do I know?
Oh, when you tag me, I get the notifications. I just have to remember to actually go in there and reshare them. And Anne is very
Yeah.
good at sharing Kathy's Corner posts. And
Yeah.
I thought I had it set for notifications, but I must go back in and check again because I don't seem to get notifications for it, but for my Blue Sky thing. So
Yeah. Well, I think the best way to be I think we're hitting a point now with so many genealogists on Substack that they're bringing an entirely new audience. They're bringing their audience. They're entirely new. So mixing them into the pool as a whole, I think benefits everybody, but trying to find who they're following. I tend to make an effort to follow anybody that's commenting on something that I'm commenting. I'm like, ooh, who is this?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and but always trying to enrich that. And I find that works better than trying to pull in from social media. But that's probably because I gave up such a big chunk of social media, which my life is better because of. I will be clear.
well, and I'm
Yeah,
working
definitely.
towards that. I'm working towards getting moved. It's as Deborah said,
No,
not
I
enough
know.
time in the day to get all these things done.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
includes
yeah.
my recommendations, by the way. I'm working on recommendations, on recommending people. So if I have not recommended anyone in this group yet, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I have a list that I'm working on.
You on
Because,
everybody else. It's okay.
yeah, I have a list of things I need to do, but I'm thinking at some point, I I need to, so I thought, okay, instead of trying to do them all in one day, because then I'm having a hard time thinking of something to say, I would do
Yeah,
just a couple every so often. I'll do a couple,
Yeah.
but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because I certainly appreciate everyone who recommends my Substack. So,
And my feelings aren't hurt if you don't include me, because what I write about may not mesh up with your audience.
No,
So
that's right.
it doesn't make sense that you would recommend me. It's not that you don't like me.
no,
yeah,
that's right. That's a really important point. And I think
yeah,
I think that's really the consistency and contents, the actual what you are actually saying and why you're saying it is very, very important to the value of the recommendations. And honestly, I don't know. I think you're talking to the algorithm when you're uh uh hey Marcy. Thank you. Marcy's just added her handle here in Blue Sky. See, Marcy, I think I see you periodically, but I would not have found that one easily. I was going to say is that when you have, you know, a whole lot of different recommendations that you've received, you can only show 3 on your welcome page anyway. People have to really really look to find all of the recommendations that people are offering for. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead and pop your Blue Sky your Blue Sky links in there, and I'll put them in the notes. I could add a field for Project Kin. I'm doing this for Project Kin. I created a map for Jennifer. Jennifer suggested this. She was scheduling our speakers corner, and I think it came up with Kyla, and said, "Well, I don't know what time zone Kyla is in. How would I know?" And I'm like, "I know she's in Texas, so therefore I know she's in Central Time Zone." And Jennifer wouldn't know that from
No,
Australia. So how can we make
not
that
at
clear?
all.
There we go.
It's
So,
really helpful.
yeah. Oh, good. So I could put Blue Sky links in there.
Yeah.
Although by
Yeah.
the time you're looking up there, you may as well go just ask Blue Sky. The problem is
Yeah.
in Blue Sky, once you are in the middle of a post and you need the name, if you have to go look it up, it says, "Well, wait a minute, you're in the middle of a post. What are you doing?" Like, because I need to know. It's very annoying. I have to
Yeah.
go sneak over with
yeah.
a private window to be able to ask. Then I have to log in. It's just annoying.
I have not had any luck with any social media. Facebook, yes, but I've done Discord, I've done Blue Sky, and I find that people are talking to themselves. You're not having the interaction like we do here on
No.
Substack.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm there, but I'm like Kathy, I keep forgetting it's there because nobody cares. And I don't care
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it has to do, it's a really interesting, larger question about how we interact socially in online spaces. It's really a fascinating question. But how is this environment different? It is, in my experience. And then your
Yeah.
experience on Facebook versus my experience on Facebook differ. Because to be perfectly honest, am not really authentic in my real person on Facebook. I just because I never was. I wasn't back in the day because I stayed away from it because my daughters were there and it was like, give them some space. And then I created business kinds of pages where I'm authentically business. I'm authentically whatever it is I'm doing, but I'm not also the human being chatting with high school friends. And that to me really separated it. And then Blue Sky is a bulletin board to me. It's where I post what's happening. And then occasionally I'll have a little riff or a conversation with somebody, and they're, those, to me, those people are mostly the same people I was chatting with when Twitter was Twitter, and they were all people from the UK for the most
Yeah.
part. A lot of
Yeah.
UK people, which
Yeah.
is wonderful. I want to know why they aren't over here, because there's not enough of them. Paul is Chittix is a very active one, had been very active on Twitter, and has come over here and found a niche that's working really well for him here. I'm, part of what I'm trying to do with the Society of Genealogists and the All About That Place series. Anyway, it's a interesting question. How does that work best?
Mhm.
My son does
I
well
think
Most
it's
with
people, what we
Discord.
post
He's
on social
created a
media,
small
like
group of
want to
people.
enter the US.
I'm sorry, Kathy, I didn't hear that.
Oh, I was just making a sarcastic comment that we need to be careful what we have on our social media if we wish to enter the US as a Canadian, because our phones are being searched now,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
easily solved by, you know what? Stay home.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
actually,
a
your phones are searched everywhere.
No, but this is literally looking for
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
right through your private phone right
right
now.
now in front of you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Go
I
ahead,
was a
Deborah.
journalism major, and one of the first things they teach you is do not put in print anything you don't want the whole world to see. So,
Yeah.
you may be typing something sarcastic in your article that you're going to delete, and it goes to the whole world. So you'd never, ever put it in writing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And well, that comes to that larger question of privacy, and
Yeah.
where you are sharing the hard stories, where you are sharing the
Mhm.
awkward things, and how you need to be cautious and understanding of where your audience is. We had a great conversation about that. Little plug for
Mhm.
Project Kin on Sunday, with Shell Norman, and a conversation about her recent book. I've talked about doing private Substacks, which, yeah, I mean, at some point there is always a risk of screenshots or anything else to ways that information leaks. But to be able to set up the context for a conversation that is honest. If you never want a secret to be leaked, never tell the secret. It's easy.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's
um,
back to that question of sharing family stories that you may not want to be like you want to share within the family, but
right.
not publicly, because there's many stories in my family that everyone probably needs to know what the story actually is, but the whole world doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's why family storytelling, I think, is so important.
Yeah.
In my own family, I've shared this a few times, I have two sisters who are not related to each other, two stepsisters, or no, two half, one's anyway. Um, those kinds of things create all of these awkward situations. It's nobody else's business, but it's still family stories that are hard and need to be known and understood and contextualized and brought to the surface. And that's where I think private spaces to have those conversations are important. And that is, what I'm trying to do here with everything we do. Anyway, good stuff. Keep it coming. I think we learned a lot today, particularly as related to cross-posting and notes and Substacks and whatnot, restacks and whatnot. And stay tuned for more best practices and whatnot about Substack Live. It can be very, very powerful as a way to introduce your guest to your audience, and your audience, uh, has new exposure to somebody new, a new set of ideas. And I think, that's at the essence of sharing audiences is at the essence of what we're doing here in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho, okay, why don't we call it a day then for today's office hours, and see you in 2 months if you are joining at this hour, or see you next month if the later hour is okay for you too. Alrighty
Yeah.
then.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Bye,
For sure.
everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.